Hi, my name is Sean, and this is Business Update. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about how Elon Musk is now, not necessarily boasting, but actually advertising or marketing the full self-driving feature that is now readily available for the Northern American region, in particular in the United States. That it has this capability for the Tesla vehicles here. Now, I'm not too thrilled about it, and the fact that I've been vehemently against what they are misadvertising, because obviously a full self-driving vehicle is considered fully autonomous, while the sad reality is Tesla vehicles is not fully autonomous. And that's a mismarketing and could be dangerous. And it only takes one major incident that would say who's to be blamed if the car is in an accident. And they don't print that in the when you buy it in your vehicle, because it started that you should still be engaged in the driving experience, not dozing off or distracted doing other stuff. And yet here we are, years later, and still talking about it. And I'm going to continue talking about it, whether people agree or not, especially those Tesla lovers, that that's a recipe for disaster waiting to happen, since a full self-driving capability is not what's actually the capability of what the Tesla vehicle it is. And let's go on to the details here. And according to techtimes.com, Tesla's full self-driving beta, the application that enables full self-driving, is now available in the United States. And what's interesting here, which it's a pet peeve of mine, when you buy a car, you typically buy the its entirety so you can use it. Now you have to pay an extra 15K, which is it's like buying a second-hand car already for that extra feature. And it's not even as advertised that they're saying. Yes, it could do certain things, like it could drive itself, maneuver itself, but it cannot do 100% of what a human being can do when in terms of driving here. And the fact that the CEO himself, Elon Musk, stated that the company's full self-driving, keeps on saying the keyword or FSD beta, which has been released in stages over the previous couple of years, now accessible to anybody who has paid for it in North America, which is another concerning thing in my part. The fact that they mentioned that it's been in stages, meaning who was the guinea pig that had to use those features so that they can iron out the kinks. Guess what? The users themselves. So meaning the fact that when they launch the driving app, it's not 100% running up and running. There are kinks on the software, which is very misleading. And the fact that the actual users had to road test them themselves, and they collect the data so they can iron out or improve the machine learning capability to recognize certain situations and avoid those dangerous situations, and keep the passengers or drivers themselves safe. Now, going back to the article here, even Musk tweeted that the full self-driving beta is now available to anyone in North America who requests it from the car skin, assuming you have bought this option. Now, he mentions here the Tesla full self-driving is now available to anyone in North America who requests it. Oops. What the heck? It mentions here, congrats to the Tesla Autopilot AI team on achieving this major milestone. Yes, it is a milestone to be able to offer this capability to aid. I think it should have been mentioned as an driving assistant, full self-driving assistant, not a full automated or fully autonomous vehicle here, as mentioned, because of safety concern. And that's all that matters here. Now, what's interesting here is for you to be able to even utilize their features is not just paying for it, but you have to have a certain requirement restricting not necessarily all users who have a Tesla vehicle. You have to have the safety score that they mentioned here. Uh, it was first made accessible to select customers in 2020, and has steadily grown to 160,000 drivers since around October this year. So users had to record 100 miles of using sophisticated driver assist technology autopilot and to achieve a certain score. And guess what? They're collecting the data. So who's the guinea pig here? Those people who bought it and paying customers, and and who's reaping the benefit? Tesla, the company. and then they're calling this a safety rating, so that if you reach a certain rating, you'll be granted entry beta for their FSD as mentioned here. And there have been claims that this restriction have been eased for drivers. Yeah, obviously it's more on marketing, PR marketing, so that it generates limitations or exclusivity that not all Tesla drivers can and should have access to the service there. So propping up more demand for the device here. And even Mr. Musk claims that everyone in North America wants to once the function has now access to it, and obviously you just have to pay the $15,000 here. And it seems that the likely restriction is not in place anymore. Obviously, they've gathered enough data so that they can ascertain if the feature is roadworthy or not. But here's the caveat here. And for the FSD beta, as mentioned, so full self-driving is a combination of capabilities. In essence, makes the Tesla automobiles very close to fully autonomous driving. Close is not the same as fully autonomous, which is very dangerous assertions here. And obviously, as you look at the terminology here, authorities has been looking closely to Tesla's driver's assist technology and how the firm is selling it since despite how it's being marketed, the full self-driving software is more comparable to level 2 advanced driver assistance systems. Now, to be considered fully autonomous, you have to reach level 5. So level 5, and they're only at level 2, meaning they have to jump 3 more levels to get to that point, and they're nowhere near close to that part, which is, I think, my main concern here. Because if a company is marketing it and people are believing it, so they'll use it to the hilt. Obviously, we tend to push it to the limit of what it can do. What if it were to miss a mark here and it causes a crash, or worse, fatality for the passengers and the driver themselves, or even for other bystanders on the road themselves. So you know, I don't want to wait for that time to come before Mr. Musk will do a recall or retrack on that part, and by then it's too late. They could have just called it, drivers fully driver assist system, which I think it's dandy fine, so that people are aware of what its limits, because it hasn't reached to that potential, and you don't hear Elon Musk advertising as level 5, right? And he keeps on using the word fully self-driving, which is which is very misleading in this case. And obviously, like the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, is looking into the reports of Tesla cars colliding with parked emergency vehicles while the autopilot is mode. And even the California Department of Motor Vehicle, or the DMV, claims that the Tesla has made an untrue or misleading statements regarding the level of self-driving capability enabled by its vehicles. And I think, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to be able to identify or detect that what they're advertising is complete hogwash, and they're still years or even decades away to be able to do that. Because think about this: if they're really touting that the fully autonomous feature is readily available, wouldn't you think that airlines would be the first to adopt this? Because obviously they're paying a lot of money for airline pilots to pilot the airplane. Even if it has autopilot features, you won't ride those planes, take those planes, go overseas or anywhere in the world if there's no pilot driving it. If the airlines can't do that, that would land-based vehicles be the first to be able to do it? So there's still a big gap in terms of where the technology needs to be, but obviously Elon is pushing the technology to be able to reach that threshold. But as of today of this discussion, they haven't even come close to it. And the fact there are a lot of people are enamored with the electric vehicles, which is a whole slew of issues there. But the issue itself, in my part, is the technology, the software part. Is That's where they're capitalizing, where they're making their money, because you have to subscribe to their service to enable those features. And the fact that it's not even able to do what it's advertising in the first place. But we'll see here. Hopefully, government can step in before it gets even worse here. Anyway, that's it for today. Come back again on Wednesday for more business updates. So if you have any question, you can leave your comments down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you enjoy these types of content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also share this content with people that you may be interested to watch this type of content. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.